Hello, I hope you're doing well today. My name is Amy Royce, and I'm with the Georgia Department of Early Care and Learning. You may know us as DECAL or Bright from the Start. And I'm here today with my colleague to talk to you a little bit about the CAPS program, our Child Care and Parent Services program. And I'll allow my colleague to introduce herself as well.
Thank you so much, Amy. My name is Patricia Williams, and I am a coordinator with the CAPS program, the Child and Parent Services program, and I work in the Northeast region. So it's a pleasure being here today.
So we wanted to give you a brief overview today of the CAPS program and just explain a little bit about our benefits and our requirements. So CAPS supports those sometimes expensive childcare costs in the state of Georgia through scholarships. This is a subsidy that's provided for parents who meet certain requirements and who are in activity, whether it's work or education, and we'll go into more detail about that. We offer high quality childcare. Every provider that is approved for CAPS is also quality rated, and we'll explain a little bit more about that, but that is the program through DECAL that rates childcare centers to make sure that the children are in the best quality care possible. And then finally, we love the opportunity to connect our families with resources, and we have a statewide database that's pretty new. We just rolled it out called Find Help Georgia, and that is something that has resources all over the state of Georgia. We are adding partners to that. So we are really ramping up this piece of our work to connect our CAPS families to resources. We do have a document that we'll provide for you, the CAPS resource guide, and I believe Patricia's going to share that. So here you see the CAPS resource guide, and as I said, this is a printable document that really just goes a little bit more into detail on our eligibility requirements, the documents that we require, and really how a family would be able to apply and receive CAPS. And again, that's in English and Spanish for our Georgia families. So let's talk a little bit about who is eligible for CAPS. So we have a couple of different requirements to be eligible for CAPS. The first, and this really is the sort of the gateway to get into CAPS, is you must belong to a priority group. And you see those there on the screen in front of you. We have 13 different priority groups ranging everywhere from families who have children with disabilities, families who have experienced a natural disaster, those minor parents who are age 20 or younger. And our newest and the one that we are very excited about priority group is the student parent priority group. So this enables those parents who are in an educational program, whether it be traditional college, whether it be technical college, whether it be the workforce development program, WIOA, all of them are qualified to belong to this priority group. So we are very, very excited about that. So this should be most of the students that you are working with. So we are very happy. And many of them may belong to other priority groups as well. But the student priority group is our newest, and we are very, very happy about that. So in addition to a priority group, a family must meet income limits. They must be participating in a state approved activity. Now that can be work, or it can be school. If it is school, if they are taking classes, the hours will double. So you see that it's a 24-hour-a-week minimum. We know that with school, there's a lot of outside work involved. So if they are taking 12 hours of classes, if they're on a full-time schedule with 12 hours, that would double, and they would be receiving 24 hours of activity. So they would meet the activity requirement with just their education. Say you have a student who is only taking 6 hours of classes and they're working part-time. So if they're taking 6 hours of classes, they would again double. So they'd receive 12 hours of activity. So for their job, they would need to be working just 12 hours a week to meet that activity requirement of 24 hours. So it can be one or both or a combination of either. Then they must be residents of Georgia, citizens of the U.S., or qualified aliens. The children must be 12 years of age or younger unless they have a qualifying special need or disability. And typically that's something that would somehow affect their learning. And that includes many physical disabilities as well. So that's something, we definitely would evaluate with you. And if that's the case, they can go up to age 18 for CAPS. So next, we wanted to show you just a couple of forms that we have available on our website for families, because we know, especially if they're in the workforce development program or WIOA, they may, their pay stubs may look a little different. It may not be, exactly like a standard job, or someone at the office may need to help them with that. So we do have an employment verification form available on our website. We also have the same thing for education and training. So if they are, again, non-traditional students, they may not have a class schedule per se, they can go through their institution and have them fill out this education and training verification form, and we will contact the institution when those are submitted just to verify that it is accurate. And we can definitely use that if they don't have a traditional class schedule available. And then we also know that many people are now self-employed, or maybe have, little side businesses. So we have a self-employment form that's available as well. And you see that on the right side of your screen. So how do you apply for CAPS? The CAPS program is housed in the Georgia Gateway system, along with the other Georgia benefit programs such as food stamps, WIC, Medicaid. So if a family has any other type of benefit through the state of Georgia, such as SNAP, Medicaid, any of those, they can just log into their existing Gateway account and apply for childcare. If they are not in another benefit program, they would need to create an account in Georgia Gateway, and you see the address there above. That is a live link as well from this PowerPoint. That'll take you straight to the Gateway system, and they can set up an account there and go ahead and apply for CAPS that way. There is a pre-screener, and that's just that priority group screener. So it has those questions to determine if they will indeed belong to one of those 13 priority groups that we showed you just a moment ago. And as long as they do, they'll be sent right on into the application, complete that and submit it electronically. And then it will go to our intake department. As part of the intake process, we will need proof of their activity. So that typically is at least 4 weeks of their most recent pay stubs, or one of those employment verification forms that we just showed you. They can also use a school acceptance letter and their class schedule, or again, the education verification form that CAPS has available. So either of those are acceptable. For the children, their birth certificates, and for parents, driver's license or proof of identity somehow, so that we know they are who they say they are. And then proof of residency for the state of Georgia. And this can be as simple as a lease or a utility bill. So just something that shows that they are indeed residents of the state of Georgia. And then we'll have a required interview. One of our intake specialists will set up a time to call the family, and they will do a phone interview with them. And then we will move forward with completing their CAPS application. We have a printout. Gateway sometimes can be a little bit complicated. If you've been in it, you know that. So we do have a Gateway instructions for parents PDF that's available, and the link is there. It's a live link. So parents are certainly welcome to access that. If you're assisting your parents in applying, I would encourage you to use that because it is a step-by-step for families and is very, very helpful for them, and just kind of, helps them weave through the different screens in Gateway. And I believe with this one, I will turn it over to Patricia.
Thank you so much, Amy. Appreciate it. And now we're going to talk about what happens after the family gets approved for CAPS. What are the next steps, right? Let's say your family goes through the process, they get approved for the services. Well, there is a cost to attend childcare, right? CAPS provides a subsidy, and we cover a portion of the cost, but the parent also has to cover a certain part. And so that consists of the family fee and the differential. Now, the family fee is based on the family income. And so if this family is working and they have pay stubs, so they're receiving any kind of income, they will submit one of those forms or the pay stubs, and we're going to calculate their family fee based on that. Now, the differential, well, CAPS has a cap. We cover a certain amount of money based on the region that the daycare is located, based on the number of people in the household, etc. And so the differential is pretty much what's left after CAPS pays. So let's say the daycare costs, $200 and CAPS only covers $180. Well, the differential is those $20. So the family will be responsible for covering those $20 difference and whatever family fee they have. And of course, if they don't have any income, then the family will not have a family fee. And I have an example here so that you can see how the differential works and how all of that is calculated, okay? This is an example for a family of two, mom and one child. Their annual household income is $48,000. The child is age 3 and they live in Gwinnett County. So their provider is located in Gwinnett County. As you can see, the weekly rate that we pay for a child of that age in that county is $159. However, the provider charges $250. And so the family fee based on these $48,000 that the family earns is $53. So as you can see, I've done the math down here, and their family fee, their weekly responsibility ended up being $144. Now, if you notice on the second example, down here, the provider price went up by $20. And so the family fee, the parental weekly responsibility, goes up by $20 as well. Okay, so this is just an example. Again, the weekly rate that we pay the providers is based on a number of factors, but mostly is geographical. So providers that are in the metro area, we pay a little bit more than providers that might be in a more rural area and so forth. But this is just a simple example so that you can see what those responsibilities might look like. And of course, if the provider charges less, then evidently this amount will be less. But that's what this provider charges. So if you have somebody going to a more expensive provider, that parental weekly responsibility is going to go up. And just bear in mind that cost doesn't equal always quality, okay, in terms of childcare. And we'll talk a little bit about quality rating in a little bit, I promise. But anyways, yeah, that's just an example of how this is calculated. So we were talking about quality childcare, and all of our providers in CAPS have to be quality rated in the state of Georgia in order to participate. Now, the quality rated program goes from 1 to 3 stars. So 1 star means that they are going above and beyond, way more than what licensing requires. 2 stars, obviously, they're doing way more than that. And then 3 stars means excellent. And we have a website where parents can go and look for quality rated providers in their area. And this is a live link. I'll do a live demo real quickly. But this site is, you can look for providers by zip code, by address, by their name. Let's say that you know a provider that is really close to your home and you're wondering if they're quality rated, you can go to this website and look for it. Or if you have no idea what providers are in your area, you can just do a search by zip code and you'll be able to find it. And let me just share with you guys this website and just show you what it looks like. But here is the quality rated website, okay? The address is families.decal.ga.gov. And so, as you can see, you have the option of looking for childcare programs or pre-K programs in your area. I suggest that you click on quality rated because those are the kind of providers that would qualify for CAPS assistance. And then, as I say, you can look by address, you can look by the name of the provider, you can look by zip code, and you can adjust the range of your search. So within 1 mile of that address or zip code, within 10 miles, whatever you feel comfortable with driving. And so let's say that you are looking for a provider in Hull County, and this is their zip code. You will enter their zip code. You are interested in 1 mile, within 1 mile from that zip code, and you do a search. When you click on search, it will show you the listing of all the providers within that zip code that they're quality rated. It shows you right here the number of stars that they have, and it has their address, phone number, so you can contact them immediately, see if they are able to take care of your child and when they can start. And there are many, many choices, so you can load more and you can look. You can also see if it is a family childcare learning home or if it is a center, a learning center. So there is a lot of information on this side. And like I said, you can contact them and you can see if they can provide services. So this is a wonderful website, and I recommend it to my parents all the time. If they don't know where to go, if they don't know how to get their children in services, this is an excellent site that they can visit. How to report a change. So we know that families, life happens, families move, they change phone number, they decide to change daycare provider for whatever reason. They may find somebody closer or more convenient for them. So all of those changes can be reported in the Gateway portal. Okay, all they have to do is log on into their account at gateway.ga.gov. They go to their benefit summary, and in that page, there is a link that says report a change. It's a hyperlink. When they click on that, they have a number of choices. And so they can choose to change providers, change address, report a change in income. Sometimes people change jobs as well. So all of those options are listed there, and you can click on as many options as you need to. So changing address, changing daycare, or changing contact information. My email has changed. My phone number has changed. Anything, any changes pertaining to your childcare case can be reported there. And then we have, once that report is submitted, we have a team of specialists that will receive that report and they will process it for the family. So they will look at the changes, what they're required. If they need to reach out to the family, they will, and they will process those changes. And that takes 14 business days. So if you need a change, just request it 2 weeks in advance and we'll take care of that for you. Annual redetermination. So when a family gets approved for CAPS, they get approved for 12 months. It's a full year, 52 weeks. And so the case can be renewed annually. So at the end of those 52 weeks, the case must be renewed. Now, 45 days before the end of that case, the family must start the redetermination process. What they need to do pretty much is log into the Gateway account. They will see a button that says renew my case, my childcare case or CAPS case. And then they will complete that renewal application. They also have to submit some documentation. Now, it is not as many documents as when you're first coming into the program. For renewal, you need to demonstrate that you continue participating in a state approved activity. So again, we're going to submit either the pay stubs or the income verification, or if it continues to be education, we're going to resubmit the education form, a new form. It has to be dated for the current year, right? And so once that happens and is received on our end, one of our consultants will reach out to the family and they will conduct a phone interview with the family. That interview is mandatory. And then if everything continues the same and the family continues to be eligible, then they get renewed for 1 more year. Now, Amy introduced Find Help Georgia briefly, and I just want to show you a little bit about it. It's a fantastic site that we're putting together. All of our partners in the community are claiming their programs, and they go into this site and they put in there what services they provide in the community. So again, the person can look by zip code, and they can look for whatever services they might need in their community, whether it's a food bank, temporary housing, shelters, clothing for their baby, diapers, whatever resources they might need in their community. they will be able to find it there. And I want to show you because it also has the program contact information, and it has all the details that the program wants to release in here. So let me show you what that website looks like. So this is the site. This is findhelpgeorgia.org, where you can find help in your community. And again, it's as easy as entering the kind of assistance that you're looking for, or if you know the name of a program and you want to do research and see what kind of assistance they provide, you can do that as well, and enter the zip code. So let's say that I am looking for a food bank, again in Hull County. I'm using Hull as an example. And then you do search. And look at all the matches that you can find. These are all the programs that are stating that they provide pantries for the community. And as you can see over here on this side, pardon me, it shows you their hours, the hours of operation. So this particular place is only open on Saturdays. But if you need help today, there is a pantry open today, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you click over here in more info, it will give you more details about the program. What is it that they provide? Who is eligible? If there is any cost associated with the program, and so forth. And again, it gives you their address, their phone number, so the family can get the assistance that they need. Now, let me show you another feature of this site, and we're scrolling all the way up. There are menus over here, right, on top. So let's say the family needs emergency shelter. You can click on that option. If they're looking for help for housing or to pay utilities, you can click on that option. Like I said, baby supplies, clothing. If they are looking actually for a therapist for their child, they might find that information here. If they're looking for a primary care doctor, prenatal care, everything is listed right here. If they're looking for services for the aging or disabilities, people with disabilities, they will find information here. So it's pretty comprehensive, and it's as simple as entering your zip code and seeing what's available in your area based on the needs. So families can access this, you guys can access it, and the site is findhelpga.org. That's how you get here. And then finally, how you contact CAPS. So our number is 1-833-442-2277. We are here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We have front staff that answers those questions, and you can speak to somebody, on the phone. Now, people may be wondering, do I qualify for CAPS? Does my particular situation makes me eligible? What kind of documentation do I need to provide? And those are questions that they can answer. And even if they forget how to submit a case change, they can contact there and they will receive that assistance. So this is our number, and we're here to help. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much.